Have you ever seen someone claiming to have debunked evolution? Strange, isn't it? Because despite all these claims, evolution is still a fundamental theory in science. Why? Because the arguments of evolution deniers are either wrong, distorted, or outright lies. Today we'll go through these false claims one by one. But before we begin, if you want to see more content about science, especially evolution, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. While science deniers are making noise, staying silent is not an option for those who support science. The arguments of evolution deniers are always the same. They keep recycling the same misinformation. For example, they say there are no transitional fossils. You show them one and they say, but that doesn't complete the missing link. You show them another and they say, but this is still the same species. It's always about shifting the goalposts, making endless excuses. Engaging with this can be a waste of time. But unfortunately, some claims are so widespread that they must be addressed. Some scientists and science enthusiasts avoid these discussions. They say, why bother? You'll never convince them. But if those who defend science remain silent, the stage is left to those who oppose it. That's why this video is not just a response. It's also about raising awareness. I'm making this a one-time response because these debates never change. The arguments of evolution deniers today are the same as they were 50 years ago. Science progresses, but they stay in the same place. So I'll respond to all of these claims once and move on. Evolution deniers often equate evolution with atheism. But evolution is a scientific theory that explains how nature works. It has nothing to do with belief. In fact, many religious scientists accept evolution. Science is not about belief. It's about following the evidence. You often hear this argument, either God exists or evolution is true. But this is a false dilemma. An atheist is not required to accept evolution, just as a believer is not required to reject it. Science doesn't answer the question, does God exist? It answers, how does nature work? Is there scientific evidence for evolution? Yes, and plenty of it. Evolution is supported by genetic analyses, fossil records, observed examples of evolution, and laboratory experiments. Evolution is not just a theory that explains the past, it also makes predictions about the future. For example, scientists hypothesized that a transitional species between fish and land animals must have existed. Based on this prediction, they searched in specific geological layers and found Tiktaalik. This is the predictive power of evolution. Scientists publish thousands of academic papers on evolution. But how many scientific papers claim to have debunked it? Almost none, because anti-evolution claims are not taken seriously in the scientific community. Evolution deniers frequently take scientists' words out of context. For example, Richard Goldschmidt once said, "A flying dragon cannot suddenly evolve." Evolution deniers twist this into, "See? Scientists admit evolution is impossible." But Goldschmidt was explaining how evolutionary changes occur. He wasn't rejecting evolution. Evolution deniers often don't even understand the basic definition of evolution. They falsely define it as one species turning into another. But evolution is actually the genetic change of populations over time. The emergence of new species is a natural consequence of this process. You've probably heard the argument that the second law of thermodynamics disproves evolution. They say, the universe tends toward disorder, so evolution is impossible. But they ignore a crucial fact. Earth is not a closed system. It receives energy from the sun. Using thermodynamics against evolution is like saying, ships should sink because things tend toward disorder. It's a complete misunderstanding of science. Is evolution a matter of belief? No. Evolution is a scientific theory. It has nothing to do with atheism or religion. It is simply a model that explains biological diversity and change over time. Evolution deniers often say, we accept microevolution but not macroevolution. But there is no clear boundary between the two. Small changes accumulate over time to create big changes. Just as seconds add up to form hours, microevolution over long periods leads to macroevolution. Evolution deniers frequently claim that mutations are always harmful, but this is false. Bacteria developing antibiotic resistance, humans adapting to high altitudes, some people having genetic mutations that lower cholesterol, these are all beneficial mutations. When evolution deniers fail to provide scientific evidence, they turn to conspiracy theories. There's an evolution lobby. Scientists are hiding the truth. But science is an open system. Anyone can conduct research and publish findings. If someone truly found evidence against evolution, they would win a Nobel Prize. If you're religious and skeptical of evolution, remember this. Evolution is not a theory about God's existence. Science helps us understand how nature works. Your beliefs are your own, but you don't need to reject science to keep them. If you've watched this far, it means you're genuinely interested in science. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.